The Jaguars are future focused. This is Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and pride of the Jaguars, Fred Taylor, bring you highlights and analysis from today's game. Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC, is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, to get things started, here's JP Shadrick.
Welcome into Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC. Final score in Week 3, Jaguars 38, Chargers 10. The Jaguars snap an 18-game road losing streak. Their last road win, December 15th, 2019, the last game at the Oakland Coliseum against the Raiders. The Jags are 2-1. They're in first place alone in the AFC South. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey. Fred Taylor is on the line with us from South Florida. And another dominating afternoon of Jaguars football. Fred, good afternoon to you.
JP, Big Mike, what's good, fellas? Hey, listen, nothing better than a statement road win to close out all of those consecutive losses. I think it's safe to say the Jaguars have officially put the entire NFL on notice. And that defense, man, to do what they're doing back-to-back weeks, I mean, man, it's just amazing. And I also got to get an offense credit, right? I mean, the time and possession, what those offensive linemen did, they neutralized the Chargers' front four, gave Trevor a lot of time. They were able to run up points today. Just an amazing overall team win, man. Certainly excited for those guys.
Yeah, Fred, not only put the NFL on notice, I think put all of us on notice as well, that forget reflecting on what came before this, right? Forget, well, last year or the year before this would have happened. None of that matters anymore. And I know Doug Peterson tried to make that point with so what, now what this week, but you've got to believe it now. When you go into Los Angeles for the first time in franchise history, not only win in dominating fashion, and, you know, I said this to JP earlier, if you thought Trevor's game last week was the best of his career, well, he went out there and he topped that today, Fred, after a bit of a shaky start on a few that had them settling for field goals. I thought he made a lot more high degree of difficulty throws today than he did last week.
Yeah, Mike, I'm with you all the way across the board, man. Certainly with you on that. Trevor, he's improving each and every week. The play calling looks amazing. It seems that they're all on the same page. And I think what I love the most is that Coach Peterson, you know, he's going to play aggressive. He's going to call it as he sees it. He's going to call it as he feels it. And I love someone that's gutsy and not afraid of risk, you know, high risk, high reward. And he's just trying to put his team in position to win. He doesn't care what, you know, what the outsiders are thinking. And you know, he's big on analytics. But at the same time, he's going to call it regardless how he sees it. And, you know, I can love a coach like that because I'm always down to go for it and do those things. But amazing team win, man. And James Robinson, he looks great.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I said a few things earlier on in the season. I wasn't sure what his Achilles was going to do, but JP texted me throughout the game that he has a magic Achilles, and it seems that way. You know, but it's just a testament to his toughness and his running style and what he's been able to do these first couple of weeks of the season. Just want to tip my hat off to him. And Travis as well, young guy who's come back off injury. You know, he's running hard, running well. But, man, high praise for the entire roster as well as the coaching staff.
Offense got it done today. Defense gives up 10 points. They get 2 takeaways and continue their early season dominance. The Jaguars get a win on the road in Los Angeles, 38-10. We'll take our first time out. We're about to go back to SoFi Stadium. Bucky Brooks is standing by outside the Jaguars locker room. And we'll hear from the Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson coming up in just a little bit. Jaguars win it. They're 2-1 after a 38-10 win over the Chargers in Los Angeles. And this is Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars over the Chargers in Week 3 by a final score of 38-10. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. Well, today in the game, wide receiver Zay Jones targeted 11 times, a career-high 10 receptions, 85 yards, and a touchdown. And he's standing by with Bucky Brooks in Los Angeles. Buck?
Zay, you talk about a career-high 10 receptions. You guys had it going today. Yeah. What was it like? What led to the great performance?
I think we were just really in the zone. I think it credit to our week of preparation, the coaching staff with the game plan that they came in and implemented, that we were going to establish the run game, we were going to attack the line of scrimmage, which we did. And I think as a team, we just played very, very well today, all three phases, so very proud of our guys.
You know, sitting on the sideline watching Coach Peterson, he's very aggressive as a play caller, goes for it on fourth down, appears to continue on a pass when you guys are up. How do you feed off of that kind of fearless mentality that he brings?
It gives you confidence. He doesn't shy away from the big moments. He embraces the big moments. He always wants to keep the pressure on them, on the attack. And as a player myself, I want to step up to that level and meet that challenge and be ready and be trustworthy when he calls it on a 3rd and long or a 4th and short. So it gives me more confidence knowing my head coach thinks that way, and that's how we have to be.
So one of the things that I've noticed, the wide receiver core is full of vets. You, Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones, Evan Ingram coming over, and it feels like Trevor Lawrence is more comfortable. What is it about veteran receivers that can allow a young quarterback to get comfortable?
Obviously, I think it's just the experience. You know, playing in this league, you see so much games, cold games, hot games, traveling, how the ball's supposed to come, what you've been used to. I mean, Mars played with Carson Palmer. I've been with Derek Carr, Tyrod Taylor. You know, Christian's had all these guys. So it's just the experience that we have, I think, motivating him, knowing that there's going to be struggles. You know the game. There's going to be ups and downs, but keeping his head positive, encouraging him, putting ownership on us as well. Make the difficult catches, you know.
So the final thing, I noticed there wasn't a lot of celebration, wasn't like it was a surprise. There appears to be a maturity about this team when it comes to winning games. Can you guys feel like you're on the verge of doing something special when it comes to Jacksonville?
I talked to Christian and Marv on the sideline for a minute, and we were all discussing, this is our conversation, and we were like, we believe in what Doug is doing, and we believe that this team will be different. So for whatever that's worth, we still have a lot to prove. 2-1 is not right. Doesn't get you anything at the end of the day, but it is a step in the right direction. And I think that we're bought into what Doug has brought here. Credit to our ownership and Trent, who's putting the pieces together, man, and I'm really liking where we're at.
Well, the Jags fans are liking it. We're liking it. So excited for you. Great game today. We look forward to seeing you next week in Philadelphia.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
All right, Bucky, thank you very much. Zay Jones with a career-high catch total today. That's the Locker Room Report presented by Baptist Health and the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute, the official sports medicine provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you got to be encouraged by what you heard there.
Possibly franchise turning the corner victory for you.
You know, I still think it's too early to tell. I'm just so proud of these guys. You know, the way they work during the week, and they're beginning to see, I think, just what it takes to win in this league, and it takes the hard work and preparation, and they're starting to come together as a football team, and that's all I can ask for. They play extremely hard, and that's just what I told them after the game is that if they continue to do these little things right, good things can happen to this football team, and today was an example of that.
You talked about the decision early on it looked like you were considering maybe going for it on the 4th and 3 when it was a scoreless game. Then the first quarter happened, and then you went ahead and kicked the field goal.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of playing a chess match back and forth, Coach Staley and I, and just with personnel substitutions and different things, and you know, I was going to kick it all along, you know, while we were down there and get the 3 points at that time. But, you know, we were just kind of just going back and forth with some personnel in and out of the game, making it simulate like we might go for it on 4th down. And but ultimately, you know, I had made my mind up to kick the field goal.
Does this win in any way say anything else to the rest of the league? Like the Jags aren't, you know, the Jags you guys have seen the last couple of years, or we're going to be
you know, I can't speak for the rest of the league. I can just speak for our team, and this is a great win against a really good football team. This is a you know, playoff caliber football team, and you know, again, our guys just, if we just trust our process and do the little things right, you know, during the week, you know, we're still young and we're still learning and how to win and you know, how to do all that stuff. And I think this was just a great step in that direction.
Did you guys sense that J-Rob's run could break like that, or is that always on 4th and 1 when you go for it?
You know, typically on a 4th and 1, it could pop like that, you know, because they had been, you know, in that first half, or really I guess it was the third quarter. They had, you know, we're kind of stacking, loading the box up. They had a 6-man fronts. They ran out of 5-man fronts, and you know, our guys did a great job of just sort of caving that left side down, and J-Rob did an outstanding job of just hitting the edge and going. So it happens that way, you know. Glad it happened to us.
What's the most impressive thing about this victory to you today?
I think it's how we finished. I think it's how we finished this game. You know, the offense went down and scored when we had to at the end, and then the defense stopped them at the end, you know, and that's something that I think hasn't been the case here, and these guys are playing with confidence, and you know, winning can do that, but at the same time, we understand that, you know, it comes down to the preparation during the week, you know, and that's what pays off on game day.
Is that, when you're talking about these guys about learning how to win, is that do it during the week, see the results Sunday, and then do it all over again in multiple weeks? Yeah,
it's 24 hours. You know, you enjoy it for 24 hours and you're on to the next. I mean, it's short-lived in this league, and it's unfortunate, but we're definitely going to enjoy this on the 4-hour ride home and you know, get some sleep and turn around and do it again.
Trevor completed, I believe, 19 out of the last 22 of his passes. Why was it that he was able to be so efficient, especially late in the contest, from your perspective?
Offensive line gave him protection, you know, and when they give him the protection and we've got the skill guys to get open, he's going to find them, and that's where it starts. And I thought our offensive line really took control of this football game, did a nice job up front, not only the run but the pass, and that's the reason why he can, you know, complete that many in a row is just the fact that the offensive line is giving him time and you know, guys are getting open for him.
How much do you feel like the defense set the tone for this game with the 2 early turnovers? It's now 8-1 now in takeaways versus giveaways for the Jaguars. You guys were minus 20 in this department last year. So can you talk about?
You keep bringing up the negative.
Can you just talk about whether you feel the defense may have set the tone for the game with those 2 early turnovers.
I believe so. It's something we talk about quite a bit is creating turnovers, with the defensive unit. And we started the game, again today with a couple of turnovers like that. We did get the points off them, but I'd love to have gotten a touchdown off, especially the one down deep in the red zone. But listen, the defense, if they keep creating turnovers like they're doing, obviously it helps the football team and it helps the offense, and we can score points. Good things will continue to happen.
Doug, with holding the ball in the second half like you were able to, how much did the first half help too? Because I think you had a 2-to-1 edge in possession time. Well,
you got to be efficient on all downs, right? In order to possess the ball like that, you got to be good on first down, your second down stuff, and then you got to convert third downs, right? You got to do that on third down, and there were a couple of fourth downs we executed, and that's all part of time of possession, we played hurry up a couple of times during the game and just tried to keep the pace, a little different for them. It's a great defense. Listen, it's a really good defense. It's a good front. They can obviously put as many guys in the box as they need to stop the run. They're good pass rushers, but we have to be efficient on first and second down and really third down. Stay on the field, and that all equates to time of possession.
Did it concern you that you hadn't finished some drives in the first half, and what changed? And what did it say about the offense in the second half that you finished?
I mean, obviously you'd like to finish with touchdowns, especially in the red zone there. But, it was good that we made the adjustments at halftime and really, came back in the second half and finished those drives in the end zone. And that's what just gives your team, gives your team a lift. Of course, the fourth down there in the third quarter was big, obviously. And then right there at the end, being able to finish. So, all those are kind of lifts the spirits of everybody. Play with a lot more confidence.
The fourth down that J-Rob broke, were you waffling in your mind on that about whether to go or no?
No, because where we were on the field, 4th and 1, maybe a little longer, it was, we were going to go for it there.
Could you sense that Herbert was less than full strength, and were you kind of surprised he was out there late in the fourth with the margin being what it was?
Yeah, I can't speak for their coaching staff, but I didn't see anything in him. I know there was one shot that maybe he got up and winced a little bit, but thought he played tough, played strong. He's a great young quarterback in this league, and a lot of respect for him. He's gonna be okay, and they're gonna win. They're gonna win a bunch of games in the future.
It seemed like Devin Lloyd was able to have a lot of success for a second straight week. What do you think has sort of clicked for him, and what do you think of his play over the past couple weeks?
I just think he's fitting into the scheme, fitting into the defense. He's understanding his role. I challenge the guys each week to, understand the game plan and understand their job and what they, and how they can fit. And, he's doing that. He's obviously these games are valuable, for him. He's settling in. A tremendous player. He had a heck of a, pass deflection there, down the field late, and just he's a good football player, kind of settling into his role.
Trevor being willing to take some of that shorter stuff and not forcing the ball down the field, does that show significant progress with him? Yeah,
it does, and the guys are doing a great job up front, as we mentioned. With the protection, guys are getting open, and we had opportunities to take shots, and we completed those down the field. I don't know how many explosives we actually had, but there were some opportunities there, and we hit them, and we were efficient in the passing game, and that's all we can ask of our guys, right? And it takes 11 to do it, but he was very efficient, very accurate. We talked about that this week against a team that plays a lot of, man coverages.
Granted, Doug, it predates you, but what does it mean to pick up a road win early in the season and kind of snap that road losing streak?
I mean, it's everything for this team, and that's exactly what the guys are talking about, the ones that have been here, and it's good to get a road win against a great football team. Travel cross country like this. I mean, it's credit to the guys in the locker room for doing that, and it's hopefully it's the start of things to come and heading in the right direction.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
didn't allow any pressure, not much pressure, on the quarterback today. I believe the quarterback was hit twice.
Yes.
He was hit twice today.
2 QB hits.
Khalil Mack didn't touch him. You would expect more from him. And, one man trash is the next man's treasure. I think they say that. When we were hurt and banged up all those years, people didn't care if Phil felt sorry for us. We've been lucky to back-to-back weeks to have a few of their starters go out. Today was Bosa and Slater. A week ago was the linebacker and their receiver, Pittman. So, hey, you got to still go out there and play. We're taking full advantage of it. We're 2-1, should be 3-0. But 2-1 is good. They're number one in the division, so they got to just keep building, Mike.
Jaguars win at 38-10 in Los Angeles against the Chargers to improve to that 2-1 record that you mentioned, Fred. The Jags in first place in the AFC South, and we're awaiting head coach Doug Peterson, who just finished with the media in L.A. He'll head down the hallway outside the Jags locker room. Bucky Brooks standing by. We heard from Zay Jones earlier. He had his career-high reception total today, 10 catches for 85 yards to lead the way in the receiving corps. 3 different receivers all had touchdowns today. Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones. And those are the 3 starters at wide receiver. And then James Robinson goes for 100 on the ground with a touchdown of his own. Trevor Lawrence, though his rating might have been lower than last week, statistically, this one just felt a little bigger and better today with some big-time throws from the quarterback, and the Jaguars' defense comes through on the other side with 2 takeaways. They continue their dominant play. They didn't allow Herbert to get much done at all today. They shut down any semblance of a running game that if the Chargers would even try to get it started, there was no chance today. Herbert gets some late yardage, but it's not enough. The Jaguars get it done in L.A. Doug Peterson, the Jaguars head coach, standing by in L.A. with Bucky Brooks.
Coach, big win. What are your thoughts after today's win against the Chargers?
I mean, it was just a great team performance today. I'm happy for the defense. They finished this football game. It's 2 weeks in a row now. They've done that. Offense finished late in the fourth quarter with a touchdown, to kind of seal the victory. And just a great team win. I mean, just a total team effort today.
In talking about the offense, the fourth quarter, I thought it was very, very important the way that they finished. So much of training camp and preseason you talked about, you got to finish games. Did you feel like it was very important for you guys to finish the game off the way you did?
We had to. We had to. That's a good football team over there, and they've been known to come back in games and win games late in the fourth quarter. It's a great quarterback over there. They've got some great skill and ability, obviously, some of their skill position guys. And, we knew it was going to be a 4-quarter game. It was going to be a physical football game. Guys talked about it all week. They talked about it even during the game about how we need to finish these drives, finish these quarters, and ultimately finish the game.
I know a lot has been made this week about so what, now what. But standing on the sideline, there seems to be a maturity about this team when it comes to winning games.
How'd that feel?
It's awesome. 2 weeks in a row. I think that's the coolest thing is just big win last week, and to see that same focus and intensity and preparation this week. I think that's the sign, obviously, that we're heading in the right direction, and should I keep doing that week in, week out? Obviously, every week's going to present new challenges, and you just got to come ready to play, and we did that today, and it was awesome. We're going to enjoy it the rest of the day, and like we said last week, tomorrow we're moving on.
What does this win say about this team nationally or to the rest of the NFL?
Obviously, just I think the way we've played, you can't deny that we're a really good team. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what it says about us. We know who we are. Our only goal on Sunday is to go win the game. And what other people think about us doesn't really matter. Every week we're going to prepare the same way. We're going to be ready to play, and we got a bunch of competitors. So it's been a lot of fun.
Trevor, most impressive part to you that second half, you guys were up 6 and seemed to really put your foot on the throat and just take control.
Yeah, I think the way the first half went, we were kind of finding our groove offensively. We were moving the ball well, but stalling out a little bit in the red zone, just trying to figure out kind of what they were doing. They do some good stuff. Obviously, they have a bunch of good players too, so that helps. But we had to take some time to kind of figure it out and settle in, and our defense did a great job of holding up and really just not giving up anything. So the game stayed tight for a little bit. Even in the second half, they came out. I think they if they scored or kicked a field goal, one of the two, and then just to see our offense respond and put together, I think, 3 scoring drives in a row. It says a lot about us, and then our defense on the flip side to stop them all those other times. I mean, it was awesome. We played a complete game, and to stack 2 weeks is big for us.
What was the confidence level like on those 3 drives? I mean, did it feel the same throughout? Was it just, I don't know, efficient, confidence that it was going to get done?
Yeah, I think our confidence has been really high, honestly, the whole season. Every game we've played in, obviously, there's been times where we could play better, but I think our confidence has always been really high, and you see that on the field, and the confidence that the coaches have in us too. You know, went for it on 4th down multiple times, didn't get one of them early, but that's all right. Still the same plan, stay aggressive, and the guys handled it really well.
How much of a knockout punch and a lift was it, Robinson's touchdown run?
Oh, it was great. I mean, that's something we talk about, is being able to do that, especially at that point in the game when you've kind of controlled the clock, you have the lead. We're not in 4 minutes because it's still early in the second half, but just being able to impose your will, no matter what the box count is. They got more hats in there than we do, but just being able to pound the ball, and I think that was 4th down. I mean, that's just a huge play.
Maybe this already happened, but is it to the point now we're on 4th and 1 like that? You don't even question whether Doug's going to go for it?
Yeah, I think it depends. It depends where we're at. I think we had a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 backed up a little bit. We ended up putting it. So I think he does a good job of managing it, and every week we have a great plan. So we have a lot of confidence in the coaches, and they have a lot of confidence in us to execute it. So I think that is what you see, that twofold confidence. So it's been great, and just continuing to trust each other is the biggest thing.
Marvin's touchdown catch in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was something we kind of planned in the second half when we got back down there. That was something we wanted to try to attack that area. And Marvin just does a great job, and we've seen it last year and this year as well, just going up and making a play. And I think that's really where he's at his best, is just go make the play. Doesn't matter what the coverage is, who's covering him, he's going to go make the play. And I got a lot of faith in him, and it was cool to be able to get him one. Obviously, he's just such a team player every week. These past 3 weeks, he's had to block a lot in the run game, hasn't had a ton of touches, but just comes to work every day, happy. He's as happy as anyone when we win, and then to be able to get him a touchdown there at the end, that was awesome. And just the group we have is awesome.
You talked at the beginning of the year about cutting out turnovers, and you had 1 interception in 3 weeks. So what's your progress on that? Your progress report?
It's good. Oh, no, really need to say anything else. And that's what you see. That coupled with how well our defense is playing, it's both. But I mean, that's why we're 2-1 and had a chance to win the first one. So we're putting ourselves in a position to win. And last 2 weeks have just been closing out games, and that's where you want to be.
Did it concern you 7 for field goals in the first half, and was there a difference in the second half on that?
You said, was there a concern?
Yeah, 3 field goals from point blank.
Yeah, definitely. When you're inside the 10 and you settle for a couple field goals, that's not ideal. And that was something I talked about, just kind of having to figure out, settle in, what do we want to do in the red zone based on what they're showing us. They do a good job of showing a lot of different looks, and you got to figure out what they're going to do that game because they change it up week to week. So that's always kind of the battle, and I think we did a good job responding. Obviously, you want to make those touchdowns, and that'll be big moving forward. And that's one thing we can grow, one area we can grow in. So we'll look at it and improve. But like we said, to be able to go finish in the second half, especially that one drive, I think when I ended up having the QB sneak on the 4th and 1 or 4th and inches, and then being able to finish with points there, that was huge.
Did you see Justin Herbert after the game?
I didn't. I was looking for him. I kind of went over there late, so I didn't see him. But wish that guy the best. He's a great player. Obviously, I'm sure he's playing through some pain today, and hats off to him. He's a great player.
Your first road win in your 10th start. Peyton Manning got his first road win in his 10th start against the Chargers too.
That's pretty cool. That's interesting, though. Actually, yeah. No, I mean it's to be able to, like we said, have a win like this on the road, it's awesome. So.
Doug had talked to you guys about this team has to learn how to win. Where are you in that process after these 2 games? Do you have it, or is that's something that just keeps?
Yeah, I think you keep building it. I think we've shown that we have the ability when we have a lead to just keep our foot on the gas and finish the game, and that's huge in being a really good team. The next challenges are when the game comes down down to the wire. Let's go finish and get a win. So that'll be, every week there's a possibility that we all know how the NFL works. Most games are super close. So always prepared for that, and I think that's kind of the next step. And for us, just keep preparing the same way, because obviously our preparation is paying off for us.
Thanks, Trev.
Good. All right. Thank you all.
They had not touched him in the first 3 drives. They finally did. DeJuan Smoot gets home, and this is the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game.
Herbert drops the throws, another blitz. Looking. He's going to get hit. He's getting set. The ball's out. The ball has come out. He was sacked and the ball popped out. Let's see who jumps on top of it. A great job by the Jaguars. Who's got it? The Jaguars do. They have forced another turnover in Chargers territory. What a job by this Jaguars defense.
DeJuan Smoot with the forced fumble. Foye Aluakan with the recovery, and that's the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. Let the pros tackle the pests in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. This time the Jaguars offense cashes it in. 5 plays, 28 yards, inside of 2 minutes off the clock, and Lawrence hits Zay Jones for a touchdown.
Empty backfield. Trevor drops. Looking, scrambling to the right, still looking, scramble, fires to the back of the end zone, caught in the back of the end zone, touchdown to Zay Jones, and the Jags have extended the lead.
13-0 at that point after the extra point. The Chargers then get on a scoring drive. 75 yards, 9 plays. Herbert found his sea legs a little bit on this drive. He was 7 of 8 on the drive for 75 yards, and Herbert hits Williams for a 15-yard touchdown.
Shotgun for Herbert. He drops the throw, straight drop. Fires to the left corner of the end zone. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. Mike Williams beat Tyson Campbell in the left corner of the end zone, and the Chargers are on the board.
13-7 the score at that point. Jaguars with the lead. The Jags appeared to have a touchdown in their next possession. Lawrence to Evan Ingram. It was overturned after a replay. The Jags settled for a 23-yard field goal from Patterson, his 3rd field goal of the half. The Jags 1 of 4 in the red zone in the first half. They finished with a 16-7 lead at the halftime break. On to the second half. Opening drive, Chargers get a 25-yard field goal to cut the Jags lead to 6, 16-10. But then the Jaguars on offense. 5 plays, 75 yards. James Robinson starting to really feel it now early in the season. A 50-yard touchdown run for the Jaguars running back.
The give is to James Robinson. He's got it in more. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown on 4th down. James Robinson broke loose for the score.
What a run. Pulled away. Nobody catching him, and the Jaguars led 23-10. Jags defense starts to take over. They force a 3 and out. Next Jaguars drive, they churn the clock. 8:27 off the clock, 14 plays, 60 yards. Lawrence to Christian Kirk for a touchdown.
Rolling right is Trevor, firing toward the end zone. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. Christian Kirk made the catch, and Jacksonville has scored again.
Jaguars defense again gets a turnover on downs after 6 plays early in the 4th quarter, then back on offense. They got the ball with 14 minutes and change remaining in the game. They drained 9 minutes, 10 seconds off the clock on 14 plays, and they cap it off with an 11-yard touchdown pass. Trevor Lawrence to Marvin Jones Jr. for the score.
Dropping is Trevor, looking, fires corner of the end zone. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown in the back of the end zone. How in the world did Marvin Jones Jr. come down with that thing with Michael Davis draped all over him? Touchdown Jaguars.
Jaguars add the extra point, 38-10. That would be the final scoring. Jags improved to 2-1. Chargers 1-2. Jags in first place in the AFC South. And we're back in a moment. We'll look at the Vystar final stats. Jags win at 38-10 in Los Angeles. This is Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network. At Vystar Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Vystar Credit Union, VystarCU.org. Go Jags!
you're beyond busy. Between work and the kids, the dogs and the cat, let us help. With Publix Delivery powered by Instacart, you'll get the items you need from the store you know. Just shop online, select the time you'd like your order delivered, and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else.
Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get a Ford Maverick or get after any adventure in a Ford Ranger pickup. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks, but you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change. See your local dealer for details.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. Jags win it 38-10. And let's take a look at the Vystar final stats. Jaguars Game Day Radio is brought to you by Vystar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. Well, Jaguars did good today. And, they banked better in the statistics department, too. Total yardage, 413 to 312 in favor of the Jaguars. Rushing yardage, Fred, you'll love this, 151 on the ground for the Jags, 26 on the ground for the Chargers. Passing net, 286 for L.A., 262 for the Jags. First downs, Jags had 25 of them, Chargers 16. On third downs today, the Jaguars 8 of 15, Chargers 5 of 13. Penalties, only 2 for the Jaguars, 10 yards against them, 7 penalties, 54 yards against the Chargers. Chargers gave the ball away to the Jaguars defense twice, as you just heard. Time of possession, 38 minutes, 27 seconds in favor of the Jaguars. Those last two touchdown drives were both lengthy. 8 minutes, 27 seconds, and then 9 minutes, 10 seconds to effectively kill the football game, something that they didn't do last week. Remember, the last 4 possessions of the game, they were like 3 and out and couldn't put together a 4-minute offense to churn the clock. It was really the only thing you could point at last week.
They put together here like an 8 or 9 minute offense.
Yeah, right.
Fourth quarter.
Twice.
Crazy.
So, and they salt the game away. There was no hope for the Chargers after those.
All right, well, statistically, individually, you'll like these as well, Jaguar fans. 28 of 39 for 262 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 115.5 for Trevor Lawrence. Justin Herbert, 25 of 45, did throw for 297. 99 of those came on 2 big plays downfield. They still count, obviously. Threw the 1 touchdown to Mike Williams, had the interception at the hands of Devin Lloyd, and a quarterback rating, the Jags held Herbert to 74 today. James Robinson, 17 carries for 100 yards and a touch. Travis Etienne, 13 for 45 for the Jaguars. Sony Michel led a very anemic ground game today. 5 carries for 22 yards. In total, the Chargers, ran for 26 yards. Joshua Kelly and DeAndre Carter were both tackled for losses on their only carries on the day. Zay Jones, a career day, 10 catches on 11 targets, 85 yards and a touchdown. Christian Kirk continues to be one of the top receivers in the early part of the 2022 season in the National Football League. 6 for 72 and a score. Marvin Jones Jr., 4 for 33 and a touchdown. Travis Etienne chipped in with 3 grabs for 30 yards. Joshua Palmer, once again, his second good game in the absence of Keenan Allen. 6 catches for 99 yards, led the way for the Chargers receiving core. Drew Tranquill over there had 10 solo tackles. A lot of opportunities as the Jags were dominating time of possession for Jacksonville. Foye Oluokun had 8 total tackles, including 7 solos. Also recovered the fumble that was forced by DeJuan Smoot, who had the only sack today for Jacksonville. We mentioned Devin Lloyd with the interception, but totals 5 solos, 2 assists, 3 pass breakups, including that pick, his second in as many weeks. Just anywhere you want to look at the box score as a Jaguar fan, you can check it out and just smile from ear to ear. It is fantastic for the second week in a row.
The Jaguars had 9 passes defensed as a team today and got the job done. They hit the quarterback 6 times in total today. They sacked him once, but they were certainly effective today, Fred. I mean, this spreading the wealth to these wide receivers, talking to Christian Kirk in the locker room this week, Fred, it's something that that's kind of their mindset. If one guy has a big day, it could be next week it's Zay Jones, which it was today, and Marvin Jones got his touchdown late, and, you know, they kind of spread it out. And if one person's doing well one week, that doesn't mean that the other guy's not going to get it the next week. It's just how it works.
That's exactly how the NFL goes. I remember years ago, JP, you know, Keenan didn't always like when Jimmy scored, but the next week somehow Keenan would score and everything would be okay. So, I mean, when these guys are out there, you know, running all over the place, wide open, it's the quarterback's job to find them and give them an opportunity to do their thing. That last catch there by Marvin Jones was just an amazing catch, total focus and concentration. And what impresses me the most, JP and Mike, is I know you guys talked about the defense a lot here, and granted, rightfully so, they deserve the recognition because they're playing lights out. I mean, they go from a shutout to allowing 10 points here in this game. But from an offensive standpoint, and a lot of credit goes to the defense for this, the offense scored in 7 straight possessions after their first 2 going for it on 4th down and then a punt. They scored in pretty much 7 straight possessions. You take those kneel downs out of the way in the quarter. Right. I mean, in the half and as well as in the 4th quarter. And 5 of those were drives over 60 yards, 4 touchdowns and 3 field goals in those 7 possessions. So, man, these guys are playing so well right now, and I'd like for them to stay healthy, you know, so they can really live up to their true potential. And just give credit again to everybody in the front office that was able to put this together. It took some time to build it, you know, and they're still building. You know, I don't want to crown them too soon, but a lot of good players on this team. I like to see them stay consistent and continue to win. A big challenge next week in Philly, but I think they're ready for that challenge.
Yeah, Fred, very impressive on the field. You know what impresses me as much as anything is just the very matter-of-fact attitude. You know, I think we would have seen some Jaguar teams in recent years not be able to necessarily handle this as maturely as this group is. This group is showing up, and I know everybody tells you they expect to win, but sometimes you get that sense coming out of the locker room that you know, they're celebrating that one pretty big too.
Popping champagne.
I feel like they felt like they punched the clock today and beat a team that they expected to beat, Fred. At least that was what it felt like in the postgame.
Right. I mean, if you do enough film review and study, you know, you go out there and you do the right things throughout the week in preparation. And the key thing, and Coach Peterson said this, if you want to make it to the top, that's the acronym for trust our process. You know, I think they're doing a really good job of that. And if they continue to do that, they will make it to the top. They'll end this season at the top of their division, and the sky is the limit from there. But they got to continue to trust their process, trust each other, trust the guys that are in locker room, tune out the noise on the outside. I mean, you know, we get paid to talk about it, and we're not doing a thing. We can say almost anything, and some things can hurt our credibility, you know, if we don't give the truth of the matter. But again, we're not out there grinding like those guys. So those guys are out there. They live it. They sleep it. You know, they got to study. They got to trust each other. They got to do so much. And they have to be accountable to one another in order to continue this thing rolling in the direction that they want to see it roll in. So, again, man, high praise for them. They played excellent today.
When we return, Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting after a Jags win over the Chargers 38-10, dominating win on the road on the West Coast. The Jaguars' first ever win over the Chargers in California. And they've snapped an 18-game road losing streak overall. Jaguars are 2-1, and this is Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic or circling the lot looking for a place to park? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to TIAA Bank Field is on the JTA Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 4 convenient locations around Jacksonville, including the Kings Avenue parking garage on the South Bank. Tickets start at just $10 and are available exclusively on the Token Transit mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
How far should we go? When it comes to the health of children, we will stop at nothing, focusing on prevention as much as cures. Working with community leaders, educators, policymakers to make every child's world a place for them to thrive. Going to the nth degree and beyond. Nemours Children's Health, well beyond medicine. Join the journey at nemours.org/beyond.
Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading organizations across the country to deliver workforce solutions. As a proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI crafts personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has over 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your workforce solutions reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com. Jaguars postgame continues. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Jaguars radio network. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC rolls along after a Jaguars win 38-10 over the Chargers. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor on the line with us from South Florida. And it's time for the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. If you've just joined us here.
How does it work?
Well, here, let me tell you. I get a vote, you get a vote, Mike, and Fred Taylor gets a vote and a half to break any ties. So
can we all just say it at the same time for the first time since we've been doing this? I mean, because I think we all know who the player of the game is, right?
There's a lot of candidates, Fred.
I know who I'm voting for.
It is. Can I go first?
Go for it, Fred, yes.
Thank you. Trevor Lawrence. I've been waiting to say the quarterback's name. Last week, the defense played amazing, so I didn't want to necessarily – I don't even remember who got it last week. I thought it was someone on defense, but I don't know. Today, Trevor Lawrence, man, he played lights out. I think he trumped last week's game. This was his best game as a pro. Not a ton of yardage, but he played steady, 71% completion right here, and 3 touchdowns. The reason they scored 38 points was because of the quarterback. So he's my pick for player of the game.
Last week it was Christian Kirk, by the way.
Yes.
Christian Kirk, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mike, go ahead.
I would not have said the same name if we had all done that at the same time. It would have been awkward right there. It would have been awkward.
Jeez, big Mike.
You want to talk about a career game? Zay freaking Jones today caught 10 out of 11 for 85 yards. He'd catch them past the sticks, short of the sticks, and run for the first down. He was doing everything, including catching a touchdown out there. This is a guy that I think out of all the free agent signings in the first wave of 7 players that they signed was the contract most people said, really? $8 million for Zay Jones? Has never done anything. They saw something in Zay, and it came to the fore today. So, look, Trevor Lawrence is going to bury that 262 passing yards many more times this season. I'm giving it to Zay Jones for a career day with 10 catches for 85 and a score.
Well, you want to get weird? I'm going to say a different name
all
than
right.
both of you, and I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball. Devin Lloyd, 7 tackles, 5 of those solo, an interception for the second straight game, 3 passes defensed. That was his MO coming out of college. He's always around the football. He makes impact plays. He had interceptions in college and pick sixes and all the rest. He nearly had a pick six today. But he was there again.
He was great.
Without a preseason, all of that, he's starting to really find his way now in week 3 in the NFL. So that's my vote. But the way the voting rules go, Fred gets that vote and a half, and he breaks the deadlock today with his pick of Trevor Lawrence as player of the game. Way to go, Fred.
Good job, Fred.
Trevor,
way to be strong.
Trevor.
Oh, by the way, James Robinson should at least be mentioned, right? 17 carries for 100 yards and a breakaway 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Fred, I questioned during the game, JP said the magic Achilles. I just wondered if they transplanted the fast guy's Achilles in James Robinson. Because, the last 2 weeks, man, he's had a 37 and a 50.
He 50 yards, man. It was a great run by JR versus a 10-man box. And the good thing about that is when the guys up front block it up right, you have one guy to beat. And he did his thing. He got down the field, man. He didn't show any signs of slowing down. Just an amazing, run and finish by him. He showed a lot of vision today. He showed a bit more quickness, I thought, as well. Maybe he's starting to feel healthy, really feel confidence in that Achilles. And I think it's safe to say, he's back from that injury. So a big shout out to JR, man.
No doubt.
What was it, his 6th 100-yard game in his career?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's good, man. That's really good for him.
And you saw the stat on the screen, JP. He's well within striking distance of the most rushing yards of any undrafted player in the first 3 years of his career. Record held by Alvin Kamara. James is less than 600 yards away.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the rest of the season to get
Keep
there.
running like that. Absolutely. All right, so the voting today, Fred Taylor's half a vote gets breaks the deadlock, in fact. So Trevor Lawrence is the Jaguars Radio Network player of the game, 28 of 39, 262 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a second-best career rating of 115.5. We're back in a moment with a look at the injury report. Jags win it 38-10 in Los Angeles over the Chargers, and this is Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been a leader in direct mail for over a decade. Using the latest technology, Kessler can now reach your ideal audience even more effectively. Choose from between a couple of response channels, from direct mail to landing pages designed to engage and initiate responses with potential customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues, to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey Jaguars fans, are you ready to talk some trash? Well, nobody talks trash quite like Waste Pro, the official waste service and recycling partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Specializing in residential and commercial solid waste and recycling collection, processing, and disposal, Waste Pro is equipped to handle all your recycling and garbage removal needs. For service, call 904-731-7288. Waste Pro, caring for communities and caring for Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I.
This week at Publix, save $10 instantly when you spend $40 on the P&G products that help you tackle everything from pregame prep to postgame cleanup, including Crest, Old Spice, Bounty, and Tide. Clip your digital coupon now at Publix.com.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Jaguars win at 38-10 in Los Angeles over the Chargers. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capabilities and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between, this truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Time now, guys, for the Baptist Health Injury Report. Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. The Jaguars had a player on the injury report starting Friday for the first time this regular season. Shaq Griffin missed the game with a hip issue. And I must say, I don't remember anything popping up huge in the game today, at least.
No, Andre Sisco went down to a knee for about 10 seconds, if that, right? And then he was they barely mentioned. He was in on the ensuing play, didn't miss any time. Yeah, I don't know, JP, what's in the water, but the training staff, the coaching staff, they're taking care of these players. The players are putting in the work that they need to do to prepare their bodies, Fred. I mean, this is pretty remarkable that Shaq Griffin is the only significant injury they've had in 3 weeks, and he's missed one game.
Right. Just a bit of luck, man. Some hard work, some luck in there, sprinkled in there. The injury guards are looking out for us, so just hope that we keep trending in this direction.
Remember 2017, the Jags defense lost like 2 starts all season? It was like Telvin Smith late in the year missed 2 games with a concussion or something. That was it.
Right, and that was the defense. Right, so they've already missed 1, but that's a great point.
That was a big reason why that team was
you keep them on the field, right? And we questioned this team's depth in the preseason, how big the fall-off was when the second team got in there. Well, if the first team stays healthy, you don't have to worry about it, I guess.
That's right. So the Baptist Health Injury Report, so far so good for the Jaguars. Knock on wood, it stays that way. We're back in a moment with a preview of next week. Jaguars head to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Yeah, right. A tough road game against the Eagles coming up. It's Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home, because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Jacksonville.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's football season, and time to take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150 truck. Light up your tailgate with an available Pro Power onboard generator. And with an available 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, you can tow just about anything you need to rule the stadium lot. Ford F-150, part of the F-Series lineup that have been the best-selling pickups for 45 straight years. Get to your local Ford store today. Proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars fans, huddle up for the best defense against expensive car repairs, CarShield. Score big with the nation's #1 automotive protection company, CarShield. They offer affordable plans that cover over 6,000 parts and systems in your car, truck, or SUV. Don't miss any Jaguars action this season with a car breakdown. Call the MVPs at CarShield for the best coverage ever. Call 800-471-1223. 800-471-1223. Go Jags!
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey and pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor. After a Jaguars win 38-10 on the road in L.A. You know what? Let's pack this thing up and head on the road again next week, if the hurricane will let us. Jaguars visiting the Philadelphia Eagles next week. Fred, tough place to play. Good football team on the other side of the field, too, right now in South Philly.
Very good football team, JP, led by Jalen Hurts. We hear that name, we think of a guy who's just going to run the ball, but he's passing that ball, man. His pass completion percentage is extremely high. He runs when he needs to, and he's directing and leading that team. Miles Sanders at the running back position, tough runner. He's a guy who's steady and will get it done. And they added A.J. Brown to their receiving core. Man, it's a tough group, certainly a tough bunch. I think their defense sacked Carson Wentz 9 times today. So certainly a team we got to go in there and, study hard this week, figure out what tips, which things we could take advantage of. Then you have to go up to Philly and execute. Not going to be an easy place to play. I got a quick story. I got 2 seconds, right?
Do it.
My warm-up, pregame warm-up years ago, we played up there. First time ever playing in, I believe it was Lincoln Field back then. I don't know what they call it today, but it was Lincoln Field. And warming up pregame, the fans started chanting, "Fragile Freddie." I mean, it's pregame warm-up. Like, at least let the ball kick off before you come at me. But it was about 600 of them, all in the back end zone. At some point, I broke off like an 80-yarder, which eventually got called back for holding. But they calmed that mess down really quick. Crazy tough place to play. I remember a jail cell at the stadium. The fans are nuts, absolutely nuts. Hostile environment. But I think the guys got a shot to go up there and neutralize that.
Yeah, and Doug Peterson's return, they'll be lathered up and ready for that game up there. And you know what? So will Doug. He might not admit it, but I'm sure when he runs out of that tunnel, there'll be a little something
and
there.
So will his players.
Oh, yes.
Right? I mean, it's clear they believe in that guy, and they're going to have his back, and that doesn't guarantee a victory. By the way, Fred, you talk about the start Jalen Hurts has had. He basically was asked to do nothing in the second half of each of the last 2 weeks. He threw for 277 today in the first half, ended with 340 just because they don't need him to do anything. He's been so dominant early in football games that it's been pretty impressive for the last couple of weeks for sure.
Yeah, a guy who he's playing with a grudge on his shoulders, man, a chip on his shoulder. I'm sorry. He, having to transfer from Bama, then coming back round full circle, getting drafted high, they counted him out. They didn't think he was the real deal. He's gone up there and he's the reason of
Uh-oh, we've lost Fred.
We made it so far.
The connection. That means it's time for this show to end. Fred, we'll talk to you next week. Well done, as always. That'll do it for our program here on Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC. For those on our flagship station, 1010XL in Jacksonville, stick around. The Scoreboard Show is coming up next. And, yes, you can watch that on our social media channels, Jaguars Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube coming up. VP of Production, Patrick Cavanaugh. Executive Producer, Dave DeCandis. Manager of Radio, Joe Fortunato. Linda Fortunato, Tony Smith, our studio producers. Brent Reber, Trent Padilla, Gabby Dalton, David Cho, Max Hochman produce our videos for Jaguars.com. Kate Waskey handles our ad placement. William Pease handles our podcast. For Fred Taylor, Bucky Brooks, Mike Dempsey, and our entire crew, this is JP Shadrick saying good night. Final score, Jaguars 38, Chargers 10 on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars are future-focused. Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, waiting to hear from you. Here are Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, and JP Shadrick.
Scoreboard. Second straight week. Jags
baby.
win it 38-10 over the Chargers. And welcome into the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. We're out to Bucky Brooks. We'll see if he'll join us from L.A. Jags get it done. Both sides, offense, defense, well, special teams. The kicking game was big today with Riley Patterson hitting some short field goals to keep adding on points. Jaguars never trailed in this game and pulled away, in fact, in the second half, third and fourth quarter, and melted the clock on the final two possessions they had and ran away with a 4-touchdown win today.
Yeah, I mean, really left some out there, JP, with those red zone opportunities that they did not convert. But look, the only thing worse than settling for those field goals is missing them. So Riley Patterson made them, and not a guy we've had to think a whole lot about so far this year, which is great. That's what you want with your kicker. Good protection for Trevor Lawrence for the second week in a row. Only got hit twice. The running game was there in a big way today. Better yards per carry for sure, and that 50-yard run always helps, but that's the way math works. The defense taking turns, making big plays, getting their hands on the football all over the field today, man. I mean, what a fun week it's going to be for Jacksonville Jaguar fans. And now all of a sudden I think your predictions almost go out the window a little bit. You know, like this is the kind of game when the schedule comes out, you go, okay. You know, let's be realistic. Third week of the season, we're probably not going to go beat the Justin Herbert-led Chargers out in Los Angeles, right? We're probably not going to win this. We're probably not going to. Well, there's one that I don't think many people at all were counting on when they were tallying it up. We're going to go 6-11 or 7-10 or whatever. I certainly didn't count that one. And look, give credit to the team. They believe in themselves. That's all that really matters. Nothing we say, or as Fred said, nothing we say has any effect on it. As Fred Taylor kind of pointed out. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of talk, but it's going to be a lot of happy talk about what Doug Peterson is doing to turn this organization around.
355-NFL-1 is the number, 355-6351. The phone lines are open. We are here. We'll be here until the top of the hour at 9 o'clock. So get your calls in now. We'll come back and get it started. Jags win it 38-10 over the Chargers. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio. Your pet means the world to you. So Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day. All located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments, or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Dailies, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Dailies.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic or circling the lot looking for a place to park? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to TIAA Bank Field is on the JTA Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 4 convenient locations around Jacksonville, including the Kings Avenue parking garage on the South Bank. Tickets start at just $10 and are available exclusively on the Token Transit mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Scoreboard Show continues. 38-10, the final. Jaguars over the Chargers. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. We're out to Bucky Brooks. Once he gets on the highway, he'll give us a call in Los Angeles as he's leaving SoFi Stadium. We'll catch up with the Jaguars field analyst on the Jaguars radio network coming up. But let's catch up with you, the fans, now at 355 NFL1.
Let's do it. We'll begin with the guy we know is going to be very happy. Sakib, I believe, predicted or guaranteed maybe even a victory over the Chargers last week on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, Sakib.
What's up, boys?
What's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, they stole one touchdown from us. The referees did. You know that was a touchdown. But anyways, I don't care now. We won. We got our first win on the road in 18 games. This game against Philadelphia is going to be one of the biggest games where the Jaguars have had since the AFC Championship game because of our coach is going back there. This is going to be one of the biggest wins next week when we beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Guaranteed. Sakib said so.
Sakib, are you guaranteeing 16-1, or did he leave? He just did a drive-by right there.
Stone cold lock.
Hey, you know what?
Mic drop.
I already tweeted out, man, if you want to call in Jaguars today this week and say they're going 16-1, I ain't going to argue with you. I mean, you should feel great about your team right now.
Yeah, this is I'm with him. It's a huge feeling game. Now, remember, next year after the Jags lost the AFC Championship game to the Patriots, they hosted the Patriots here, won that game.
Beat them
3-1 at
right.
that point.
No, you're right. But he said one of the big, and that's the only one that can compare, really,
I think
to
that's it.
Right? I mean, how about this? As Mike DiRocco of ESPN fame tweets out, should be tweeting out our breakfast menu, but that's a little inside baseball. D-Rock tweeted out the list of Jaguars coaches that Doug Peterson has now tied in the all-time victory column, including Mel Tucker, Urban Meyer, who am I forgetting? Mike Mularkey. He's already tied with all those guys.
It's amazing.
It is amazing after 3 games, which is also, I think, pathetic could be a word for it, but, so be it. That's where we're at. We're happy with Doug. He's 2-1. He's not 2 in a whole bunch.
It's also DiRocco going after the low-hanging fruit, but that's
right.
okay.
Hey, we're all what fruit is not low-hanging right
true.
now? I mean,
that's
look,
all, yeah.
They're just everybody's happy. There's so many positives you can point to. Thank you, Sakib. Let's go to Jaguar Charlie next up here on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, Charlie.
Let's go. Hey, Odie, on 130 say,
I love it. Yeah, baby. I love it. I think it sounded like Charlie and Friends right there, but you know what? We're going to get a lot of that all week long. Duval. I mean, come on. This is so satisfying, JP. And we were talking about this earlier. A friend of the program, Dominic Siebert, used to be the Lamb at Large producer for sports radio fans here in town, sent us a tweet. He did the research for us and said this is just the third time in franchise history the Jags have won consecutive games by 20 or more points. The last time was 22 years ago.
Wow.
I mean, so they did it once in 99. They did it in 2000 when they blanked Cleveland 48-0, and then they came back the next week and beat Arizona 44-10. What do we got? 62-10 in the last 2 weeks for the Jags. If they just had kept that field goal off the board today, it'd be 62-7 all over again. And we all know how important that number is for the Jacksonville Jaguars in their history.
Pretty incredible performances back-to-back for this team. It's so much new around it, but they're building their own identity now, and that's a great thing.
All right, let's get Ed in St. Johns County next up here on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, Ed.
Hey, guys. What's up? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hey, I just had a quick question. What do you guys think is the biggest difference between Week 1, where we went and laid an egg, versus Weeks 2 and 3, where you look absolutely dominant? And with that, I'll take it off. Thanks, guys.
Well, I think Week 1 was just that. Week 1. It was their first time out there as an offense. Trevor, I mean, the plays called early in that game were there. They had guys open in the end zone. They had a drop at the end zone right on by ETN. It was an overthrow of ETN that should have been a touchdown. There was just some out-of-sync first week things, I think, that happened.
Then you gave up some big defensive letdowns late in the game.
Penalties, 13 of those.
Oh, gosh.
Those were but you know what? Hey, it's 1 week. Let's go back to the drawing board, figure some things out. They went to the meeting room, corrected these things, and came out the next week and executed on most.
Look, usually when you get 13 penalties, it's a sign of bad coaching, right? Well, I think, like you said, it was Week 1. Some funny things were happening. They're going to look back and ask themselves, how did we manage to lose this football game?
Because they rallied back to take the lead, too, even after all that. That JP, tells you about this group.
Clearly, coaching has been upgraded to the highest level it's been in a long time here. I mean, we are seeing guys get schemed open time and time and time again. We're seeing defensive players, not only they're playing well, they're being put in the right positions on the right down and distance. Like in the past, quarterback drops back. If he can get that 3rd and 8 pass off, you just knew, like, here it comes, first down. No, they're tackling him 3-4 yards short of the sticks. I mean, they're playing very smart football right now. Credit to the players for executing the game plan. But this coaching staff has got them in just excellent positions and are really getting more out. And again, those missed opportunities in the red zone today. You scored 38, and you didn't capitalize on everything you could have capitalized on. So
right?
let's leave room for growth with this team, right? Let's not say this is the peak performance we're going to see out of them this year, and let's hope that it's not.
Yeah, last week it was, okay, yeah, they're executing in the red zone. This week they failed in the first half 3 out of 4 times, but then they were really good in it was too early for a 4-minute offense. They made it an 8.5-minute offense and then a 9-minute offense on top of that, back-to-back drives to melt the game away when they needed it.
Wait until teams start overcompensating for the running game success. That's where the big plays have come from the last couple weeks. Trevor Lawrence is going out there. He's playing efficient football, but 260 in today's NFL, man, he'll top that plenty of times. They don't have the big downfield passing element. They take a few shots, but look, I'm not complaining. They're taking what's there, and the results have been fantastic. So let's see what they can do against Philly next week.
Let's come back in a moment. More of your calls ahead. 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. The Jaguars are in first place. They're 2-1 after a win over the Chargers, 38-10. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. Enter now for your chance to win behind-the-scenes access, game tickets, and more. Look for details at Publix, where you can pick up all your game day needs, including Bounty, Tide, Pantene, and Crest. Tackle everything in one stop. Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, On Airport Parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
Travel Camp RV, official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars, invites you to come shop their huge selection of inventory for your dream RV. With locations across the Southeast, you're sure to find them close by. Get value pricing on the top RV brands in the country, paired with the guaranteed best financing options available. You can also shop their inventory at travelcamp.com. Travel Camp RV has helped more families make more great memories in an RV since 1982. They're excited to add you to the Travel Camp RV family today.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
We're back. Scoreboard Show rolling along. What a game. What a win. 38-10 the final. Jaguars over the Chargers in Week 3. Jags are now 2-1. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. We're out to Bucky Brooks. We'll try to get him as part of the show a little bit later. Your calls, though, part of it now. 355-NFL-1, 355-6351, Mike.
And they are stacked up, so let's get out to them. On the south side, Leo, you're next up here on the Scoreboard Show. What's going on, Leo?
Hey, gentlemen, good evening. Thanks for the call. Taking my call. I'm so excited and happy. I don't even know how to talk. You don't even understand how I feel right now. I'll be quick. The thing I'm so happy about, I called you last week, Mike, and asked y'all if this football team was going to be one of the ones that could hang a lot of points up in this league, and they've answered that. 28 points we're averaging right now, only giving up 12. This man in 3 games has come in here and given this football team an identity. Dude, they've been dictating the pace for all 3 games. Even if you think about that Washington game, if he'd have hit on all his throws, we was dictating the pace in that game. Dude, this is the best team in the league. Look at our defense. Dude, I like that Lloyd kid. Trent Baalke did such a good job, man. All these picks. Man, I'm so happy, dude. This is a good football team, dude. Y'all don't understand. Dude, 38 points, that's the best all day. And it's going to hold tonight and tomorrow, I promise. Dude, I'm just happy, man. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, look, I like them every week going forward, bro. I'm being serious. And like you said, it's nothing but growth. They're going to keep getting better. And they better than that 2017. That 2017 team was kind of fluky. This team is winning convincingly, bro. And we're not going to get any love until we keep beating a few more people. But it's all good. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm so happy. Thank you.
We're happy that you are happy, man. I mean, I think that's fantastic. You know, I don't know. Look, you can call the 2017 team fluky because I think, you had Blake Bortles. He never quite felt, that it was all there. But that defense was legit, man. And they were scoring on defense and
all season. And
big time.
I'm with you. Like early in the year, the offense was like, okay, what are they really going to be? They're running the ball, but Blake's not playing well. And then all of a sudden, December, Blake started playing well, and they caught fire and won the division.
But hey, look, let's just enjoy this one.
We're future focused.
2-1. Let's enjoy another week in Jacksonville, FLA, of sole possession of first place in the AFC South. It's fantastic, man. I mean, look, the Colts stole one against the Chiefs. Don't know how that happened. Titans were on the ropes again late in that game, although they led most of the way. They almost let it get away from them.
Yeah, they did.
But the Texans lost, and, against a not great Chicago team, so that every little bit helps, man. I mean, I know you haven't won anything. It's only Week 3, but I'd rather be 2-1 than where anybody else is. So enjoy the heck out of it,
Absolutely.
Leo. All right, let's get to Robert and Keystone next up. Hello, Robert. You're on the Scoreboard Show.
Hey, guys. Thanks. I noticed that our defense was playing really strong there at the end, and there probably should have been a couple more holding calls on the Chargers that wasn't called. And I know that I heard Doug Peterson say why he played his players because he wanted to finish out the game strong. And I really appreciate you guys' analysis and how y'all explain things on the show. So my question is this. I'm thinking, why was Herbert still in there playing when our defense was still going strong and he's been hurt? And why would you leave him in there? I mean, they already got Guider hurt there near the end. So I was just wondering what you guys' thoughts are on playing players that, that late in the game when, I don't know, it's the outcome.
Yeah. Look, in this game, the NFL way is to play your guys, right? But it's not to play your guys to the bitter end. When the guy comes in and he's literally a game-time decision. I mean, right down to the wire, we got to shoot him up. He's the future of your franchise, and he clearly was not 100% today. He looked like he was protecting himself on a few throws. So, yeah, look, I get it. All right, you played him. That's the NFL. You know what? If you're good enough to play, if you're healthy enough to play. But, JP, once the Jags start just grinding the clock in the fourth quarter, that last drive, not only are they playing him, he's dropping back and throwing down 28 with less than 2 minutes to go.
And taking hits. I mean, that's when Josh Allen got in on him once. I mean, that's dangerous. I mean, it's
crazy is what it was. Just inexplicable.
From the Jaguars' perspective, this is not a Jaguars team that has perennially gone to the playoffs and has built up a reputation over 8 years to be able to sit guys in the fourth quarter of a game. They still have to go learn how to finish a game like this. It is a new group. There are some veteran pieces on it. There's some young players. They got to go out and learn how to do that. And the only way to do that is to go play in the fourth quarter of a game like this. And you know what? Hey, they gave up a 14-play drive, got them off the field on downs twice. They gave up just a field goal in the second half. I'd say that's finishing a game.
Absolutely. I don't have any problem with the way Doug Peterson
I don't either.
Things
but
today.
that's I think the reason why this Jags team has to play those guys in a game like this.
Absolutely makes sense. Let's go all the way to the Pacific Northwest. Yash is in Seattle. Next up on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, Yash. Yash, you there? All right, I guess not.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you're on the air.
Okay, thank you. So all you got to say is Trevor Lawrence is here. He's our QB, and I'm so ready for the rest of the season. Mike, you said it last week, all week long, that even after the Colts win, it felt like there was more on the field. Even today, I feel like there's still more on the field, and that's even after he hit that dime to Ingram. So I'm so ready. I'm ready for this QB. This is going to be awesome. And then lastly, and I'll take it off the air, hashtag Bulky Masterclass.
There you go, Bulky Masterclass. I mean, I asked this week, JP, because I see that, and I don't know if people are trolling or if they're being legit with that. I mean, seriously, the head coach hiring, I don't care how long it took. You got the right guy, right? I mean, look, I got it. It was frustrating at the time, but you ended up with a guy who was high on everyone's list this offseason. No matter if he was your number one choice or not. Your top 3 draft picks are all starting and making an impact in a big-time way. Your free agent class, the early returns, have been phenomenal. Trent Baalke has pulled off an offseason masterclass to this point in time. And just because the Jags did, I think they left some points on the field today. That doesn't mean they're going to go out there and score 45 every week, right? So, just be happy with the win if it comes 13-10 or whatever the case, and let's hope they stay healthy again for another week, and let's go give Philly a punch in the nose.
When we return, Bucky Brooks joining us on the line. We'll get his thoughts on the Jaguars win in Los Angeles. 38-10 the final. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I. Publix helps us tackle everything from pre-game prep to post-game cleanup, with prices that are never out of bounds.
This week at Publix, score a $5 Publix gift card when you spend $15 on Secret, Old Spice, Pantene, Herbal Essences, and Head & Shoulders.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG, too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
You're beyond busy. Between work and the kids, the dogs and the cat, let us help. With Publix Delivery powered by Instacart, you'll get the items you need from the store you know. Just shop online, select the time you'd like your order delivered, and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else.
Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic or circling the lot looking for a place to park? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to TIAA Bank Field is on the JTA Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 4 convenient locations around Jacksonville, including the Kings Avenue parking garage on the South Bank. Tickets start at just $10 and are available exclusively on the Token Transit mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Dailies, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Dailies.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Scoreboard Show rolling along. 38-10 the final. Jaguars over the Chargers. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. More of your calls coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, let's go to Los Angeles and welcome in Jaguars radio field analyst, NFL Network analyst Bucky Brooks joining us on the line after a Jaguars win and a dominant one at that. Again, Bucky, the offense getting it done through the air, on the ground, the defense with a couple takeaways. A full team effort today gets it done in a huge 4-touchdown win on the road. Who are these Jaguars, Bucky?
Hey, JP, they're a team that is beginning to find themselves. And what's crazy is being on the sideline and watching the team. There wasn't like this masterful celebration or anything like that. Like, it was kind of like taking care of business. At halftime, Doug Peterson and those guys talked about turning up. And they felt like physically they could make the Chargers tap out. And they were intent on doing that. And so what you saw was a team that really, really buys into what Doug Peterson and his coaching staff talks about. They're really locked in and focused on being a much better team than we are used to seeing. And I think what you saw is just a level of professionalism and maturity that great teams have. And so they're beginning to take steps towards becoming a really good team and maybe a great team by the end of the season.
Bucky, there's so many individuals we can focus on here, but let me start with James Robinson for the second consecutive week, an explosive touchdown run, 37 yards last week, 50 this time. Nobody was catching him no matter how far out that was. I mean, where did this come from, Buck? I mean, we love it. We love James Robinson. We love the workload. We love the production. But, man, the breakaway element to his game, I think, is something none of us expected, certainly not this early in the season.
No, not this early in the season, not coming off an Achilles. But some of that is James Robinson putting in the work and doing those things. A lot of it, though, was also play design. So the unbalanced look, did a little pull. They went quickly on fourth down. And I think what you're seeing is Doug Peterson is beginning to find out what the playmakers can do, and he's put them in a position to do things that they do really well. And so whether that's James Robinson running between the tackles, Travis Etienne running on the edges, Zay Jones and Christian Kirk working in space out of empty formations, you're beginning to see all of the pieces of the puzzle come together. And even though they would tell you that it wasn't an A game, you really get excited the potential based on the fact that they already put 31, 38 points, or whatever they put up on the Chargers.
Bucky Brooks with us here on the Scoreboard Show from Los Angeles after a Jaguars win over the Chargers. And speaking of, you talked with Zay Jones earlier tonight on Jaguars radio right after the game. 11 targets, a career-high 10 catches, 85 yards, a touchdown. In fact, Kirk and Marvin Jones also had touchdowns, so they spread it out. But a big night for Zay Jones to really step in there and just listen to him talk. I mean, he's a pretty sharp guy anyway, first of all. But the way he described how this team is believing in the coaching and what's going on around here, that's got to make you happy as a Jaguars fan.
Yeah, I think you are happy and excited about the players heeding the messages and really buying into what the coaching staff and what Doug Peterson is putting out there. And I think Zay really described it, say, hey, man, it's everyone buying it, everyone understanding and believing in what Coach Peterson is selling. It is also like Coach Peterson having kind of like a long-term vision for how he's handled the team. Like you've seen how he's handled the team from the beginning of the year, like OTAs and off-season, how he slowly started to build their trust or their connectivity with them. But then as he got into training camp and in preseason, how he began to demand a little more. And you're seeing that. And so everyone made a lot of so what, now what, and the phrasing and their catchphrase and those things. But the players really believe in that. Like, they really believe in, like, hey, man, whatever we did yesterday has no bearing on what we're about to do today. And so when you have a team that's able to kind of lock in and focus on being 1-0 each week, good things happen.
Bucky, we all were happy with Trevor Lawrence's performance last week. I think today, even though his quarterback rating was a few points less than it was last week, I was more impressed with this performance because I thought he had a higher degree of difficulty throws to make. What did you see from the Jags quarterback today?
I saw someone who's getting very, very comfortable. But I see beyond that. I see Doug Peterson getting very comfortable coaching Trevor Lawrence, meaning a lot of those swing screens and bubble screens that we saw, they were staples of what he did at Clemson. You know, those are the things that made him very, very comfortable at Clemson. And so Doug has quickly been able to assess what his quarterback does well, what puts him in his comfort zone, hands him puts a number of those things on the game plan so that he can have some success early, and then it makes the higher degree of difficulty throws easier for him. It's much like a basketball player, just a couple of layups, then the hoop looks bigger, so now when they step back in three-point country, they can knock him down. And so Doug Peterson has done a really good job of play calling to the strengths of Trevor Lawrence, and then Trevor's getting better. He's still missing some throws that you wish he would have back, particularly like the first drive when he's really charged up. But after that, he's settled in. And the touchdown throw that he put to Marvin Jones, that's the big-time throw. That's the number one overall pick throw that people talk about.
Bucky Brooks from Los Angeles, California. Always good to catch up after the game, Bucky. Safe travels to you, and we'll talk to you next week on Huddle Up on Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Have fun.
All right, Bucky Brooks, NFL Network, Jaguars radio field analyst, and a lot of happy Jaguars fans tonight, rightly so. 38-10, the final score. We'll come back and hear from more callers and then wrap it up. Jaguars are in first place, 2-1, with a big win over the Chargers. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Travel Camp RV, official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars, invites you to come shop their huge selection of inventory for your dream RV. With locations across the Southeast, you're sure to find them close by. Get value pricing on the top RV brands in the country, paired with the guaranteed best financing options available. You can also shop their inventory at travelcamp.com. Travel Camp RV has helped more families make more great memories in an RV since 1982. They're excited to add you to the Travel Camp RV family today.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
All right, welcome back. Final moments of the Scoreboard Show. Calls lined up. Let's knock the final few out and get out of here.
Let's do it. All the way to South Dakota. Cheyenne is on the line. Hello, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, hello. Cheyenne.
All right, we don't have Cheyenne. How about Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
How about it?
I've
been there a time
Albert
or two.
is checking in.
Let's do it. All the way to South Dakota.
Oh, Albert, you got to listen to your phone, not your radio. You with us?
Albert.
Oh, yeah, I'm right here.
All right, buddy, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. First of all, thank you guys for taking my call.
Sure.
Appreciate it. I just wanted to say, man, it's rare for me to watch a game where I'm like, oh, my God, look how awesome the coaches are doing, or look how awesome they've been doing, look how awesome they did all week in order for our players to play this awesome. And I think that clearly showed today, and especially, yet again, with the penalty calls. We had almost none. For the past few years, I would get a cold sweat every time I saw a yellow flag because I was like, oh, crap, what did we do now? What other play is going to get called back? And none of them, or I think maybe there was just a couple of calls that, went against us today, but overall, almost nothing. And that just felt good. And kudos to Doug Peterson. I really appreciate it. What do you guys think about it? Thank you so much for taking my call, guys.
You got it, buddy. Thanks for the call from Tuscaloosa. I've been there a time or two. 2 penalties, 10 yards. That's winning football.
But I know what Albert's talking about, man. Right?
Oh, yes.
We sit here. We listen to Frank do the call, and so the radio call is a little ahead of the TV call. We don't see exactly what's happening. There's a flag on the play, and immediately, and it's against the Chargers again, and again, and again. And it really, like, we're conditioned in the last 4 years or so just to think the worst because generally that's what we got. And, they've been, since week one, super efficient in that regard as well. Can't do anything about week one now, so let's enjoy these two performances
Keep
back
performing
to back.
well, and they have the last 2 weeks.
Dave, downtown here in Jacksonville, will be our final caller on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Or Albert will be from Tuscaloosa.
Oh, yeah.
Depending
Maybe
on
you spoke too
Dave,
soon.
are you with us?
Dave's gone. That's it.
I think he's there.
What a rousing finish to the show.
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of came in with an audio issue or two, and we'll go out with wondering what Dave might have had to say.
I'm sure it was lovely. If he wants to call back, the fifth quarter show is next.
It's on in moments, so you can call me on Jaguars Today tomorrow.
Yeah,
as well.
That's right. Or he can send a social media question to Tony Baselli tomorrow and be part of Happy Hour.
How about that?
Yeah. We do
plugging all our things.
Fanatics fan questions on Monday, and I'm sure there'll be a few, but the Jaguars get it done. Well done, Mike. We'll talk to you again this week.
Did you say Monday or Victory Monday? I wasn't sure.
I said Monday, but I meant Victory Monday.
That's what I thought.
I thought that's kind of normal. So what, now what?
Exactly.
Right?
So what, now what? On to Philadelphia.
On to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Thanks to Tony Smith, Linda Fortunato, Max Hockman, David Cho, our entire crew back behind the scenes here getting it done tonight. Thanks for all the calls this evening. And Mike Dempsey, I'm JP Shadrick. Thank you for listening. Fifth quarter show is coming up next. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.